My name is Susan Walsh, and I'm the President and CEO of Northumberland Hills Hospital. It is my pleasure to formally welcome you to this morning's event with an announcement from our MPP, David Piccini. It's an honor to have the Minister of the Environment with us on Earth Day, and I see you've had some influence and brought us perfect weather for an outdoor announcement, so thank you, David.
Thank you.
In addition to MPP Piccini, we are also joined today from representatives from Northumberland County, Deputy Warden Mandy Morton. Thank you for joining us, Mandy, Deputy Warden. And we also have representatives from our board, our board chair, Pam Went, members of our staff and senior leadership, as well as our leadership team, and our Chief of Staff, Dr. Bagava. And of course, we're very appreciative of the continued interest from our local media partners and who are here to report on today's events. Without any further ado, I'm going to welcome MPP Piccini to the podium, and we'll tell you a little bit more about why we're here.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Susan, and thank you all for being here this morning on a beautiful day. Especially, and I'm very thankful you mentioned Earth Day. Thoroughly enjoyed being Ontario's Minister of Environment, and we only have one planet that we have to care for. And speaking of caring and our health, I'm honored to be here at our hospital for what will likely be for me last announcement on this first term as member of provincial parliament. And I just want to start by thanking the team here at Northumberland Hills Hospital. We are so very fortunate, and I know I've said this before, but to have a hospital like NHH here in our community. It's been there when we need it the most, and perhaps it's never been more poignant than over the past difficult number of years how important our hospitals are to the bedrock of a healthy community, and how important healthcare and the men and women that work here each and every day are to the health of our community and to the fabric really that knits our community together. So a special thank you to all of the staff who work each and every day here. And on a personal note, as someone whose family's been here and who I myself was here earlier this week for a checkup, it's such a delightful experience every time I walk through these doors, so thank you. I know, as I mentioned, the challenges felt by hospitals over the last number of years with the financial pressures due to lost revenue of COVID, and with the added fiscal challenges of dealing with this global pandemic. None of us expected this. When I put my name on the ballot 4 years ago and came here as a nervous first-time MPP, working with staff, getting to know frontline staff and learning from all of you, I could have never imagined what we were all about to encounter with COVID-19. It's been immensely challenging on all of us, and no more so than the frontline staff who work in a hospital setting. These hospitals have felt financial challenges through direct costs, but also through the loss of other forms of revenue, like co-payments for private rooms, the reduction of retail services, all of which contribute to patient and support services, little things like parking as well. To ensure hospitals remain on a stable financial footing, the government has invested over $1.2 billion to help hospitals recover from the financial and added strains of COVID-19 and worsened by the pandemic, ensuring that Ontarians can continue to access the care that they deserve. So I'm proud to say that today the Government of Ontario is investing over $1.1 million into Northumberland Hospital, additional dollars to support with these added pressures. It's a continuation of funding and continued investments from the government into Northumberland Hills Hospital, and builds on $1.4 million in new funding, a 2.8% increase year over year, and the additional $1 million in HERF funding that the province invested to support the Raise the Roof campaign and to support vital roof repairs, just to keep this building the remarkable building it is that we all know. Going forward, we're committed to protecting the progress that we've made through the difficult past few years of the pandemic. And I would say, on a personal and professional note, committed to working with all of you. We don't have all the answers. Rich, for a politician to say that, I know, eye rolls and laughs, but we don't. And it's through working with you that we've been able to navigate this pandemic. It's been a lot of firsts. and I don't think anyone can stand with a straight face across Canada and say they've handled it perfectly. But through working together, we've made historic investments into healthcare in our community. We're seeing that with rural outreach clinics, a strategic plan that Ontario Health Northumberland is doing, and I'm really excited. I'm excited on our growing rural community. I'm excited as I look out here and see real leaders in our community at the forefront of healthcare. And again, I want to say thank you. I'm looking forward to hopefully continuing to work with you in the years to come as we build better patient-centered care and really work collaboratively to wrap our arms around patients to the best possible care that our community knows and loves right here at Northumberland Hills Hospital. So thank you to all of you. It's been an honor working with all of you, and I'd like to turn things over, I believe, now to Deputy Warden Mandy Martin. Thank you for being here, Mandy. Thank you for having me.
Good morning. It is a pleasure to join Minister David Piccini, the staff, administrative team of Northumberland Hills Hospital this morning for the announcement of this significant investment in our community. Throughout the entire COVID-19 pandemic, facing the most difficult circumstances, NHH has been here to support and care for our residents. The Ontario government's investment of over $1.1 million will help reinforce patient care and clinical services by addressing financial challenges created by the pandemic. This will ensure that NHH remains in position to continue to provide the outstanding and crucial care which our residents and citizens rely on. The past 2 years have been difficult for our hospitals on many fronts, with significant financial impacts, in addition to the toll on health human resources. Through it all, NHH has had our communities back, and I'm delighted to see the provincial government provide this vital support today. I want to thank Minister Piccini and the provincial government for making this investment, and I truly congratulate NHH staff on receiving it and still standing and able to receive it. I salute you. Thank you.
Martin. Before I just make a few additional comments, I want to take this opportunity to thank our staff, physicians, and volunteers. As both of our guests today have indicated, this has been one of the most difficult periods of the entire career that I've seen in healthcare, working and leading through a pandemic. And our frontline staff, our volunteers and physicians have been there every step of the way. And so this announcement today is really important because the financial stability of any organization is based on having consistent revenues. And although we receive our operating expenses, we also depend on those revenues that we budget for that are not related to the operating expenses. The pandemic has disrupted many of these sources, and so we are very grateful today for this announcement of those additional funds to make us whole. The revenue announced today was received in January for the fiscal year 2020-2021, and so we're already benefiting today from the funds that we received. We are hopeful that this support and direction from the government will continue through this prolonged pandemic. Again, I want to thank David, MPP Piccini, for your continued support and advocacy for NHH and for joining us on this beautiful day, Earth Day, for this announcement. And thank you, Deputy Warden Martin. I'm sure MPP Piccini would be happy to take any questions that you may have.
Good. Okay, guys. I can't see Lola. I can't see Brooke. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Are you smiling? Everybody's smiling. Amazing. Thank you.
So tell me what this means to you, means to NHH.
What this means for us is that we depend on operating funds to keep our stability, as well as those funds that we receive that are not based on ministry dollars. So today this is really making us whole for a period of time when we've been impacted by COVID and not able to access those funds. So we're really pleased with this announcement because this will help secure the stability of the organization so we can continue to support our community in Northumberland.
Tell me about today's announcement, David. Pretty happy?
Very happy. I mean, it's been an honor to work with this tremendous staff here at Northumberland Hills Hospital and healthcare staff from CMH all over our riding, Lake Ridge, Peterborough, beyond. But this is a specifically important investment that builds on our increase in base funding, over a 30% increase, builds on support for infrastructure like the roof repair, and now today supporting with lost revenue through the COVID pandemic. You heard from CEO Susan Walsh about the revenue streams that hospitals generate under normal circumstances. We know COVID's been unprecedented. So continuing to protect the progress that we've made, the government is getting it done. It has the backs of the frontline workers and hospital staff by a $1.1 million investment to support with lost revenue to make sure that this hospital can continue to offer the best possible patient-centered care that we know and love and expect in our community.